Good afternoon, everyone. It's Wake Up Everybody with Brother Phil, Brother Amir. It is January the 23rd of 2025. We've been gone for a minute. We back now. We ready to share this powerful information because things have changed so quickly since the last time we were here back in December of 2024. Brother Phil, I'm going to start with a new herb that we have, a tea. It's called Pala Azul. Pala Azul is basically they call it the blue stick or the kidney tree. It's harvested only out of Mexico. Um, and what this piece of bark does, you can boil it. It takes around 30 minutes. You only need one piece of bark. You boil it for around 25 to 30 minutes. It's really good. You can drink it hot or cold. It's great for cleansing the kidney, removing any kind of kidney stones in the body. If you have kidney disease, the UTI removes any excessive water from the body. So a lot of people retain water from taking different types of prescription medicine. That removes the water from the body. It lowers your cholesterol, weight loss. It's good for inflammation, arthritis. It burns fat. Good for digestion, and is good for blood pressure. But the main focus is the kidney. Um, I think this year, with all these different chemicals that every single day we're seeing causing all these different health complications from the food that we have, and regardless of what type of grocery store that we go to or what type of food we're putting in our body, is basically causing issues, major issues with our kidneys and our liver. This year, myself, I'm detoxing once a month. At the end of the month, I'm doing a 1 day detox. And I'm doing throughout the month, I'm doing liver cleansing, whether it be teas or different herbs in the body. Because if that liver and that kidney not working properly, you can cancel Christmas. You know, so that's one thing. We have some other ones coming out that's focused strictly on the liver. But this Pala Azul is so very important. I've been taking it now for since the beginning of the month. And I could tell a difference in my urination is like rampant. So it's cleaning your kidney out.
Okay, and you're saying
One piece,
it's a stick in there, piece of bark.
it was a couple pieces of bark,
Right. So when you put that in some boiling water,
boiling water,
right, you'll let it simmer and sit like you do a cup of regular tea.
regular tea.
Right. Then let it cool down, and then go ahead and
Yeah.
sip.
And the main thing about this piece of bark is that when you boil it and you put it in your coffee cup, or even if you look at the rim of the water, it will have a glow of blue. That's the potency of what helps to cleanse the kidney.
Okay.
That's the potency. Once you don't see that blue rim, then you have exhausted all the minerals out of that piece of bark.
Okay.
So you should be able to get three. I know I've normally get 3 to 4 glasses
Okay.
of tea from one piece of bark.
All right. And are you mixing anything in with like honey or something like that?
I sometimes I do either or. I either do honey or I do lemon. That's it. I don't put any sugar. I don't put any of that in my teas at all.
Same thing with me. All my teas, I do honey. The reason I'm asking, I know a lot of people, we're used to sweeteners
Right.
and sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
So, with your professional opinion and knowledge, if you're putting sugars and stuff in here, that's almost like defeating the purpose.
You're defeating the purpose. You're killing the potency of what this this piece of bark will do for you.
Right, and that's why I was asking, because I know honey's a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
So sweetening it with something like that, is what you're adding another beneficial ingredient versus putting sugar that would subtract from it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then how frequently keeping your kidneys and your livers up to par are important every day.
Mm-hmm.
But if I started a regimen with this here, what is it, a cup a day?
You can take 1 or 2 cups a day.
Okay.
Like I said, you can brew it. You can drink it cold or hot.
Right.
And 2 pieces take you through a whole week.
Okay.
So you can get a whole week of
Right.
cleansing that kidney.
Right. Right.
Which is, like I said, that's something that I'm focusing on more this year because since we last got together, we've had over 40 calls over 40 calls with people with liver and kidney issues.
Right.
Um, so it's just, again, it's all that diet,
Yeah.
the buildup from all these different chemicals,
Yeah.
and it's basically shocking the body into not responding the proper way,
Yeah.
because of some of these chemicals that they're putting on these foods. And again, folks, it's so very important. If you're buying, for instance, fruits, vegetables, make sure you don't forget to clean them instead of just, you know, taking them out the bag and now you're preparing your meal, preparing your salad, preparing your fruit. Clean that. Baking soda, vinegar, white vinegar, let it soak for a little bit and you'll see the residue that's coming off
Yeah.
your actual fruits and vegetables. You look back into the whatever you're cleaning your vegetables and fruits with, you'll see the different colorations of the water. That's all chemicals that you don't want in your body, you know?
Yeah, and that's one of the things about, when we're discussing health concerns and then, things that aid in keeping you healthy. A lot of people tend to not put their vegetables that they're purchasing in these grocery stores through a cleansing process. So, of course, you're trying to eat healthy, and then it's almost like counterproductive if you get, just say a batch of cabbage or some greens or something, and then basically you rinse them off with just some warm water, and then you toss them in your pot. You didn't clean them, so
Absolutely.
all of that residue from the chemicals that they're spraying, you know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to remain healthy, and what I am understanding more and more now, you got to pay attention to your body on a cellular level. You know what I mean? What do your cells need to stay healthy?
Right.
Just like this, item that you just bring into the public to listen to. This stuff here, us rinsing and cleansing, and you just mentioned you're going to do yours once a month now. That's excellent.
Yeah, yeah. What I want to also share is that everyone has heard of this one. This is vitamin D. Vitamin D. Everyone has heard of it. Some people take it. Some people try to take it every now and then. They say, and which is true, you get your vitamin D. The maximum vitamin D you can get is from sunshine. But we know come winter months, a lot of us that don't live in a sunshine full state, which most of us don't, is that you need to get vitamin D in the body. We as melanated people, especially African people, we have the lowest rate of vitamin D in our systems when we go to these doctors and we're getting these physicals. And vitamin D, when you're deficient in vitamin D, you have a greater chance of coming down with cancer. You got a greater chance of coming down with diabetes. You got a greater chance of coming down with hypertension. Vitamin D does so much for the body. It's also great for the skin. But we need to start putting more vitamin D in the body. We have a lot of customers that are also coming down with diagnosis of having cancer. And they all say, if you have a true doctor that diagnosed you correctly, he will find out that most people that are cancer um, patients, they're deficient in vitamin D. So, and this year in 2025, they say that the cancer patients will increase over 600%
Wow.
this year. Okay, so we all have family, friends, loved ones, or somebody we may have been introduced to that's been diagnosed, have beat cancer, or have perished from cancer. Cancer is no longer a death wish if you know how to change your body when it comes to your diet, making sure you cut out the sugars, the processed foods, the dairy, the pork, the fried foods. Start putting in more greens, putting in more vegetables, dark fruits, and making sure that the body has the proper minerals that it needs to combat, the cancer cells. We all have cancer cells in the body. They're just not awake. We want to make sure that we keep them doormatted inside the body, but you have to put the right herbs, minerals, and the changing of our diet. Every time that we speak, and every time that we have an opportunity to tell you something about herbs, minerals, vitamins, it's all about one thing, the diet. And it's as hard as that may be for us, because most melanated people, whether that be Latinos, African Americans, Indians, Asian, we all have a love affair with food. It's because of what we were introduced to from our families. And that introducing of these foods, we have a certain taste in our palate that we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
So the things that were good for us, are no longer good for us, especially because now if you go out, brother, when we get a plate, that plate is like a mountain, right? and you just trying to dig through it, and you may have the itis afterwards, and it tastes good, and all those types of things. But if you're doing this consistently, trust and believe you will have some serious health complications that you can, reverse by, cutting back, and that starts with what you're putting inside your body.
And let me say this too. Very, very important to do your due diligence. Um, Doctors are people that go to school to learn about, medicine, and they're trained to deal with ailments and how to treat them. Just think about that. Treat your ailments. With the herbs that we're speaking of, these are things that cure, eliminate and cure. Um, I always, when I'm going to have my yearly physical to get my blood work, and one of the things, the first thing your doctor says to you, what I mean, this shot's available, that shot's available, yada yada yada, and they try to encourage you to take the shots. What I always do, I just ask my doctor, for get a little laugh out of him, but also just to see how committed he is to his craft. I go, Doc, can you tell me that if I take this shot, I will not contract whatever this shot is supposed to, fend off? And of course, he's never going to say yes. He gets a laugh out of it. But as I've learned about the herbs and I read about them, and I realize many, many moons ago, before modern medicine, think about it. Humans were taking these herbs, right? They were taking what the earth provided, and there were no chemicals, back in 1635 or 1702,
Right.
So we've modernized everything, and when we speak of process, because everyone wants everything fast, and we've sped up everything. So due diligence, learn about the herbs for yourself. The beautiful thing about this particular time that we're in, you can use your phone or your computer to bring up information. And this is no disrespect to a doctor, but at the end of the day, if you know you are facing some type of ailment, and then if you put that in your Google search deal, and it's going to give you the symptoms, it's going to tell you even the medicine if you are willing to take it, but it'll also, there's people put information out there like what Brother Amir is putting out about the healthier way to keep yourself healthy. We just need to do more of that.
Yeah.
What I mean? I know I'll say this a lot. I want to live for about 120 years.
Yeah,
No joke. I'm just that's what I want.
Right.
So if the part that I know I can take care of is what I put in my mouth and what I put in my body. So I'm serious about that.
Yeah. Just think about this, what I just mentioned about this Palo Azu. So for anyone that will be listening, Palo is Palo, Azul, Azul. Just Google it and look at the benefits of what this piece of. Think about this. This is a piece of bark from a tree, what the benefits are. So just think about what our ancestors, how they were healing themselves, from the earth, of the things that are so rampant today that, everybody's having these conversations. Oh, guess what? Joker's having kidney problems. Oh, the liver fell and this, that, and the third, right? And it's like that's the normal conversation now, right? Like a person telling me they on prescription drugs is like, that's the norm. And they don't see getting off as becoming the norm. It's like just fulfilling those prescription drugs every 30, 60, or 90 days is the norm versus saying, you know what, I want to do everything in my power to educate myself so I can get back to feeling my natural self and putting natural things in my body versus like these chemicals. And when the people tell me, well, yeah, the doctor told me about these side effects and I'm feeling a certain kind of way, but I've only been taking it for XYZ. You don't want to take it at all. You know, you don't want to put this in. You don't want to put that poison in your body at all. Period.
Yeah, but then the fear whenever we hear, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks, death, it's real and it's permanent. But I'm sure if someone were to ask most of us the question, would you rather live a long, healthy life or a short, happy life where you enjoy all these things? You're talking about the great food, the wining and dining, but you don't live long. I just know I want to live long.
Yeah. And I want to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I want to be vibrant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be able to be self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us, by time we're 55, if we make it to 55 or 60, most of us are broke down.
Yeah.
We're broke down. We're on multiple different meds. And then, God forbid, if we're able to retire and we've neglected ourselves in our 20s, 30s, and our 40s, most of those individuals are retired, going from their bedroom to their living room,
Yeah.
and that's it. Their their physical life is over. I just don't want to be that person, and I'm doing everything within my power not to go down that kind of road, because that just seems like a road of silence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no activity, just total silence every single day. So that's two things that I wanted to share on the health side. You can visit us at www.goldenmoringa.usa.com. Our tea website is www.goldenleafteas.com. Please like, follow, and share. Until next time, peace.
Yeah. Peace, y'all.